Good afternoon. Welcome to our February virtual staff meeting. The first thing that we will talk about are just some new information items. This is just to get it on your calendar. The mid-quarter progress reports will go out February 25th and 26th. As a reminder regarding grades, at that point you should have 1 to 2 formal assessments in and somewhere around 8 informal grades, and be sure that you are keeping a 4-to-1 ratio in your grade book. The second item is EVAS teacher reports. An email was sent to all teachers by SAS EVAS giving you directions on how to access your individual teacher report. This is helpful information to let you know based on last year's evaluation where you stood as far as standards 1 through 5 and where you would stand with standard 6 based on school information. I will be offering a question and answer opportunity to get more information about the use of and interpretation of these EVAS teacher reports. That will be tomorrow afternoon after school. Teacher coaching team, I'll begin a new leadership opportunity. This will be by invitation to high-performing teachers. They will be asked to participate in a teacher coaching cohort where they will be provided with some opportunities to receive some coaching professional development and then be given some opportunities for release from teacher duties to work with a targeted group of teachers around specific areas that you have specific expertise. So be looking to hear more about that in the next few weeks. The last item is going back to something that we have talked about previously, which is the 7 C's. As a reminder, the 7 C's student survey will become a part of the teacher evaluation instrument. If you'll remember, those 7 C's are shown on this screen. These are assessed via a student survey, and wanted to also let you know that this would be a good time to perhaps give your students this survey at the beginning of the semester, just for you to get an idea of how your students perceive you around these 7 C's, and then perhaps give that same survey at the end of the semester to, as a teacher, see where your growth areas are and where perhaps you want to get more information or some more coaching around. That information as far as the 7C student survey, there's a link to the actual student survey in the staff meeting folder on the P drive. Also, there's a paper copy you can request for student copies to be made through Ms. Pullen. Some reminders: extended planning sessions are beginning this week and will extend through the 20th of February. Just as we did last time, we will hook those extended planning sessions onto PLC's existing planning times, and some of the resources and things that you might want to do as you prepare for your PLC's extended planning session are to assign each PLC member some specific resources that you will bring to the extended planning session specific to the units that you're going to be planning. Also, to go to Smarter Balanced, as well as some of the ThinkGate item assessments that, again, are specific to the units that you're going to be planning. Bring some of those sample assessment questions so that those may help to guide your planning for your units. PLC leads have some helpful planning documents. Also, there is a copy of the revised unit planner. It is in PDF form, again, in the staff meeting folder on the P drive for anyone who wants to get a look at the revised version of that. Also, it would be helpful to be sure that all members of the PLC bring the unpacked standards from the DPI site relative to the units that you're going to be planning, and that you have in front of you the weight of the common exams that you'll be held accountable for at the end of the semester. That will be helpful as you pace out your unit to decide where you want to spend it, the crux of your instructional time. Triumph, again, we've referenced that in the weekly bulletin a few times. This is a test prep program that is available. It's a web-based program that's available to students both in school and out of school. We are doing a big publicity push to get as many of our students registered and on Triumph as possible. One particular target area that we have in anticipation of the upcoming ACT is to get all of our juniors on logged on and hopefully to be on Triumph for 20 hours before the ACT. That prepares them well, and there's significant research that will boost their ATC scores, which are increasingly being used for college admittance as much, if not more, than the SAT. Also, a reminder about February 12th, we will have a pep rally to recognize and close out our winter sports. The two classes that earned the opportunity last week to attend will be juniors and seniors. We'll be calling students beginning about 1:30 on February 12th, and they'll be with us in the gym until the end of the day. Also, there's a data-wise meeting on February 12th. In this week's bulletin, there was reference to a great opportunity for members of every discipline and support staff to attend a one-day training by Discovery Ed. All of these representatives would then form a school-based team to help us to utilize the ever-increasing resources to plan interdisciplinary activities through Discovery Ed. Our deadline for submitting names is February 7th, so please email me if you're interested in attending that training and being a part of that team. Neglected to put this on last week's bulletin, but just as a heads up, we will have our February Maverick Mixer. It'll be hosted by CTE on February 15th. Next, I'd like to bring us back to our Big Rocks priorities for this year. Again, these are areas where we want to be sure that we're supporting teacher efforts as well as student improvement efforts. So as I mentioned earlier, you will be getting a blueprint for action. You'll get a paper copy of that in your box, in fact, Wednesday. So I wanted to go over what is in that blueprint around each of those big rocks. So you'll see that each of the big rocks starts with an expectation. That expectation describes what we as a school agree on what that PLC, what that specific big rock should look like when it's operating at peak effectiveness, both for students and for teachers. So the expectation gives us some common language in terms of our goal and what we're working toward for all of us to be aware of and be working toward. And then the next steps are items that we agreed need to consistently be done in order for us to reach our vision and to that level of high effectiveness that we are striving for. Some of these things are happening in places but need to consistently be done across the school in order for us to be highly effective. Some of those things are areas that we're going to be focusing on and providing some extra support and modeling for. So as we go through each of these slides, I'll just indicate the areas that we administratively are going to be highlighting and featuring and looking to support specifically. So around PLCs, that would be number 3, 4, and 6. The next big rock is standards-driven instruction. And the areas that we're going to be focusing on to support would be in next steps 1, 3, 4, 5, and 7. Data-driven, the areas that we will be looking to support would be 1, 2, and 6. And the last big rock on student engagement, we'll be looking to provide some targeted support around the next step, number 5. Next, I'd like to bring us back to the 4 cornerstones. These are 21st century skills and competencies that we as a school have agreed that we are going to focus on, teach our kids more explicitly, and hope to build greater competence so that when our students leave us at the end of 4 years, they have a strong mastery of not only our content, but also can access that content and new learning that they may encounter college and career past their high school experience in these high yield areas. So these are the 4 21st century cornerstone areas that we will be focusing on. And the idea is that we'll be hitting those quite often in our daily instruction across all disciplines, so that, again, students develop some strong competence. Also, as an additional resource, there is a PDF reference that gives more information on each of these 4 cornerstone skills. It is again, in the staff meeting folder on the P drive to give you a little bit more information. The expectation is that as you're doing your unit plans, that each PLC will engage students in 4 cornerstone tasks per semester. Since we already have a pretty firm foundation in argumentative and expository writing, we would ask that 2 of those cornerstones focus on these 2 areas, and then 2 additional PLCs would be the choice of the PLC. Around these cornerstone activities and tasks, to give you an idea of their importance and how that will well position our students as they move forward after they leave us to solve real-world problems and issues in unique and novel ways. The last slide of my presentation will feature a YouTube video that I think encapsulates a lot of those cornerstone skills and competencies. So I hope that you enjoy that video. There will be some targeted questions that go with that video that you'll be receiving on Wednesday, and I'm offering a $25 gift certificate for the teacher or staff member with the best responses to those video questions at the end of this week. We'll close out with some special shout-outs. Dr. Van taught a biology repeaters class with some really tough kids. She only had 2 students not pass that class. Congratulations to Dr. Van. The arts department has done it again with big wins on the Scholastic Art Competition, 3 golds, 2 silvers, and numerous honorable mentions. Our Gold Apple Award goes to Cheryl Osborne for the month of January. Congratulations, and thank you, Cheryl, for all of your hard work, not only with your class, but with Miss Ellis's class as they finished out last semester. Also, congratulations to all of the PLCs who met their second quarter SMART goals. Please be looking for information on how we will be celebrating your wonderful achievements. And final shout out goes to our Wellness and Team Building group. Thank you for all of your efforts to help make us well-rounded and healthy professionals and individuals here at Mallard Creek. Thank you. That concludes our February staff meeting. Please follow this link or cut and paste this to your browser to be able to watch the Underwater Museum YouTube video.